Of course, one very interesting phenomenon at this stage is all the museums are trying to continue its activities by engaging with technology, online programs, and conversations like what we are doing, and so on. And the new museum has been somehow a kind of leading figure in the field by already very early time developing a digital program which is very experimental and collaboration with the multimedia sectors and publication sectors and so on. It has already, I think the new museum has one of the earliest digital curators, right, and so on.
Yeah.
And that is a very interesting kind of perspective that you already initiated some time ago. And how do you see this continue to develop, and what kind of impact would this dimension would have an impact on the upcoming program and also visions of
Yeah, I think it's a series of factors. One is I also grew up, in a moment in which internet and digital media in the 90s were an exciting perspective of change and integration. And in full disclosure, I think I even met Hou Hanru at the time of Cities on the Move, when I was doing a small internet magazine. And so I think that's how we connected now, I mean, probably 22 years ago or something like that. And then the new museum itself, and without me, already in 2000 with Lisa Phillips, started a relationship with the internet digital platform called Rhizome, which is our in-house digital platform. So they are an institution that only exists online, and they make programs only digitally. And obviously in the last 20 years have grown and have been very interested in conversations around digital art. Now in the last year, ironically, they started very aggressively to discuss conservation of digital art, because now it's 20, 30 years. And so now we even have to learn how to, conserve digital art like we preserve paintings or so. So what has happened was that the moment that the shutdown started, we had this relationship with Rhizome already established, and so an ability to think immediately in those terms. Also, I've been talking a lot to colleagues in larger museums, and what we have experienced is that because the new museum is still small, the dialogue between marketing, between digital initiative, between curatorial is very direct. It's not, they're not separate huge departments. The person in charge of the digital media sits next to me, and I can talk to her and to the press office very easily. So there was, when it comes to digital media, the distance between promotion and content is strangely thin. So, the advantage is if you don't have very compartmentalized departments, it's easy to start putting cultural content in media that until yesterday were just thought of as marketing. In other museums, my sense is that maybe that's happening less because digital communication was in the hands of PR or in the hands of marketing, and it takes more time to change that. On the other hand, I learned from a quick conversation with Ann Temkin at MoMA. Since they were closed for a few months, remember during the expansion, they were already talking about digital media being the third building. So, MoMA being one, PS1 being two, and digital media being three. And that's also a very interesting idea. And certainly when the lockdown started, they were also very well prepared to start their digital program. For me, we are having a good time. We just launched a project Maurizio Cartelan spearheaded called Bedtime Stories that started on Thursday, in which he invited artists to read stories to fall asleep to. And we have had some great response. We migrated a series of video works that we were using to show in our theater. We put it online. We have a so-called care package that looks at ways in which people can be helpful. And the last one, actually, speaking of the neighborhood, was about the Bauer emission. In Milan, we started this other initiative called Viaggi da Camera, in which we invited artists to contribute images and ideas about their domestic space. I think it's all great programming. I like it when it's simple also and kind of homemade, so that it feels somewhat, of this moment. I do want to look at art in real flesh soon. We were excited because we did a digital tour of Jordan Castile exhibition, and it got reviewed by the New York Times. So it was the first time that like an exhibition that is closed was reviewed, and we were very excited. At the same time, I want to go back. I want to look at the paintings in real life and look forward to that moment.